Now, face powder should be neutral. And you want to use enough of it. Don't be cheap with the powder. It's real cheap stuff. If you don't set your makeups well enough, you're going to be real sorry for it later, you know, when it starts to come off. So, and we're very close. Actually, most of the time you can put your mascara and everything on after you do the powdering. Okay. And because sometimes you'll go over it and then you want to fix it again. And okay. And we take a little powder brush. I use one of these little baby brushes, you know, kind that's made for, you know, little thin baby hair. And since I mean, I don't need a brush for anything else, you know, I don't have a comb in here, I don't think. Okay, and you lightly take off the rest of this powder. For the most part, on stage, where you're going to be perspiring anyway, you don't have to take the rest of the powder off, because as soon as you begin to perspire, it's going to become more translucent. If you're going to be going right in front of a camera, you want to take a little piece of a damp chamois or a little damp sponge, just damp, not wet, and just lightly go over it, and that water will form a nice translucent coating on top. All right. All right, we'll come back in here, just a couple of little touches. In fact, I'm going to go into the black for the eye here. Sometimes an eyelash curler really helps a lot too. Okay. Now we'll come in with a couple of dusting powders, which I put here. They are. A little bit of blush always helps. And also, I like to use very, very soft brushes. Okay? Nothing relaxes an actor more than having a nice, soft brush painting his face. Very nice. You know, sometimes, as a Beefsteak Charlie says, you know, we sell the sizzle, not the steak. Right? Okay, so we're going to take a little bit of a light rouge and put it in here. Going to take a little bit and round off the chin a little bit, take the edge off the jaw, you know, with a little bit. Take a little bit into the brow here, put a little shape. Okay, get it to there. I'll take a little bit of a darker color and add a little bit of depth into the cheek. Got a great pool hair there. Come. This. Okay, look up. Alrighty. Okay, now you can get a fairly different look at what one side of her face looks like with makeup and what the other looks like without, all right? Let's try to examine this a little bit more from a distance, all right? And the way we'll do this is we'll double our distance by having her retreat from the mirror, okay? Now, here, turn around, just look into the mirror for a second, all right? Now, the interesting thing is she is 6 feet from the mirror, all right? You're 15, 18, 20 feet from the mirror, all right? What you're seeing is this 6 feet added to this 16 feet. So you're actually seeing something 22 feet away, you know, because you're looking to the mirror and you're looking back from the mirror at the same time. So it's a very, very handy tool in checking your projective distance, okay? So let's get you up, all right? And now you're going to see some things have to be strengthened, some things are going to have to be toned down, and we take her and we bring her back from the mirror, okay? Okay, now, we're how far? 15 feet, 20 feet from the mirror here? Okay, come right back to here so we can get the light. There's no light here. All right, we'll stand you
Yeah?
Yeah, let's put you a little bit under the light here. Okay. All right, now we're about 35 feet away. All right, 40 feet away. Now, look at that makeup now. Okay? See, now the cheeks look much more natural. Things stand out as being much more natural. And you realize at this distance that if the makeup wasn't painted on that strong, you couldn't see it at all. Look how the rest of her face seems to just disappear. All right? Now, because your brain is trained, you know what she looks like at this distance. When you look in the mirror, you can recognize her very easily, but actually your eye doesn't see that. Okay? And certainly somebody who doesn't know you, coming in there paying money for a ticket, you want them to recognize you. All right? Okay, so we tried to work on our best features. Now, what we're going to do on the other side is we're going to, now that we've taken all of these shapes, you can see how the highlights and everything bring the face up, make you look lively, perky, you know? Okay, on the other side, what we're going to do is age. Okay, we're going to make things hang down a little bit. We're going to show you what the effects of gravity and things are. And when you look at both sides of the face, later on, you can draw some conclusions as to what color does. Okay? Back in the chair. Right. Okay. Now. Nah, we'll make you about 50. We'll settle for that. Okay. Yeah, we'll be indeterminate here. All right, let's turn you a little bit so they can see you, too. All right. Okay. What happens to you when you get older? All right, things start to sag down, all right? What else happens? You get wrinkles, okay? What else happens? All right, yeah, you walk slower. All right, you get your skin color changes. You lose that nice, healthy red color, and you get a little bit more blue, a little bit more gray. Your hair turns gray and white, things like that, all right? What we try to do when we age somebody is look at all of these different things that can happen to you as you get older, and pick the ones that we think will happen on her face and use those, okay? Now, she's going to be ageless, of course. Now, just for the sake of argument, all right, we'll assume here that what we'll do is we're going to sink this back a little bit here, give her a little depth here, bring the skin down here to give her that sagged look. We'll take a little bit out of here, highlight some fleshy areas into here, put in a nasolabial fold. Instead of erasing the orbital fossa, we'll add a little bit to it, okay? So, first thing we want to do is start with a little bit of a sallower base color, okay? Sometimes you can do this by adding a little bit of yellow to your base color, which is probably what I'm going to do right now. Where is it? We'll use the same base color as we did before, but then I'll add a little bit of yellow onto it to stipple in a little bit of texture, break it up a little bit, and take away some of the youth. When I find my sponge again. Yeah. Okay, put a little base color into here too. I'm going to work slightly on the neck. Okay, now you can see the base colors match. Lots of times for age, you can actually base over the lips. Just base over them, and that'll give the impression of having very, very old lips. Okay? Now we're going to take a little bit of a yellow. We're going to take away some of this youthful color, and which you'll notice will be disappearing on you before too long. Boy, I'm a cheery sort, aren't I? All right. And we'll take little bits of yellow, and we'll add it into here to break up the skin color, and blend it and mix it with the base color. It's a color called mellow yellow, which is also very good to cover beards. You know, lots of times men who are, you know, want to play somebody, they're in their 30s, but they have to play somebody at 20. One of the best things to do is to shave the beard very close, and then before you put the base color on, go over with a yellow, which takes out a lot of that blue-black from the beard and covers it over, makes you look like you have a very smooth, clean, youthful face. If you want to play 30s, you leave that beard stubble in there and, you know, makes you look a little more rugged. Men get more rugged, they don't age. Okay. So now we'll blend some of this yellow out into the rest. We'll come over it and stipple it with a little bit of blue-gray. And I'll use one of these sponges for that. We use a lot of different types of sponges. I like the red rubber sponges pretty much. They're pretty nice. And I'm going to use this instead. Because they have these kind of open pores which stipple on. You see, what we're trying to do now is instead of make it nice and flat, we're trying to break up the skin. You know, when people get older, they get liver spots and blotches, and they don't look anywhere near as even as they did. Well, we try to imitate that here. Okay? Is this a charcoal? That's a little too low. We'll go back to